Day 6, the morning. Well, last night we decided to stay in the hut, mainly because when we got in last night, we all three were tired, cold, wet. None of us had the desire to sit out there in the wet and drizzle and fog and try to set up our tents and get inside. So we checked, I think it was Don to check the hut when he showed up, and they had the last 3 slots open for people to stay. So we took it. We jumped at that opportunity and figured, why not? It's kind of funny because the hut is set up as a communal sleeping arrangement. You throw a bunch of sleeping pads on the floor and you're all bunked up together. So you get real friendly, and that has its good points. You get to meet people, you get to talk to people, and overall it's a good experience. However, last night was a whole different deal when it came to sleeping. So, I don't know, 10:30, 11 o'clock, maybe even 11:30, we all go upstairs to the loft and pull out our mats and settle in for the night. And it's pretty packed up there and pretty warm. Well, there happens to be one guy who is just snoring so tremendously loud. It was unbelievable. I couldn't get any sleep. I was laying there tossing and turning. And then his buddy started joining in and creating a symphony of sounds of snoring. So after laying there for about a half hour, I thought to myself, either I could lay here the whole night, get no sleep, and be miserable on the trail tomorrow, or I could just wake up, spend a half hour, pull all my crap out of my bag, and go set up my tent and sleep outside. Yeah, it may be miserable for a half hour, but at least once I get settled in, I'll be warm, and I'll be quiet, and I'll get a good night's rest. So I gather up all my stuff, head downstairs, open the door to the common area, which has the picnic tables and a kitchen area, and there happened to be 3 people still sitting there awake playing cards. They all turned their heads and looked at me as I walked in. They all got a smile on their face and pointed to the ceiling in the universal language of, it's the snoring, isn't it? I looked up, I said, yes, I can't take it. I got to go pitch my tent so I can get some sleep. And we all just start laughing. And then they go, no, sleep down here. We could sleep down here? And I said, yeah, we're going to. Well, the one girl pointed to me and said, well, do you snore? And I said, well, my wife claims I do. But I tell you what, I'll make a deal. If I do, you're welcome to come over and kick me. So we laughed about that, and I went over, grabbed one of the cots or the pads, pulled it out, settled in from the night, and I got a good night's rest. Believe it or not, you could still hear the guy's voice reverberating through the ceiling. It was that loud. Now, the funny part about all this is when I woke up in the morning, and we all got up about the same time, the floor was packed with people. I don't know if there was barely anybody left in the loft. I think a lot of people decided to bail and come downstairs and find room on the floor. I think Jason and Don stuck it out, though. I don't know why, but they stuck it out upstairs. I don't know if Don got any sleep, but that was our night at the hut. So, word of warning, if you're susceptible to being kept awake by a loud snore, and I mean loud, then bring a good pair of noise-canceling headphones. I don't even know if it would have worked in this case. What a difference a day makes. Day 6, leaving the hut, and we can actually see stuff this morning. Fog level's a little bit higher in some areas. Actually see hills and mountains and glaciers.
This is the end. We're in Skógar. This is the tourist area. This is the big waterfall at the end. We made it. Time for the obligatory victory beer. Woohoo! We did it. Beautiful.